What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to you all with my playoff prediction versus my favorite team, which is the Boston Celtics, and the home team, the Milwaukee Bucks. Made the playoffs this year, winning 44 games. The Celtics are beat up, dismantled. No Kyrie Irving for the rest of the season. Gordon Hayward been out the whole season. You have one of the top 10 players in the league, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And then obviously you got Chris Middleton, Big Bari. You have Jabari Parker. You have Thon. You have Tony Snell. You have Jason Terry. And then on Boston, you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier. And all I can really say is at the end of the day, this is gonna be there's gonna be a lot of pressure on the younger team of Boston because they are a number 2 seed. Brad Stevenson coaches his ass off. He's one of the top 5, top 3 coaches in the league. He put his players in position to succeed. He knows the strengths of his players. He knows to keep the pace going. He knows to keep the ball movement and trust each other defensively and help each other out. He has a great system. He makes a lot of players look better than they actually are. And he gives his players confidence. And when you don't have stars, because Kyrie and Gordon is gone and Al Horford the only one left, you have to rely on something. You have to trust somebody to score and knock down points. And we're going to have to see the young players come in and step up at the end of the day, because this is a 55-win team, and they've been able to win without Kyrie. They've been able to win without Al Horford some games, and with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward out, both of them gone. At the end of the day, you're gonna need a lot out of Marcus Morris. You're gonna need a lot out of Tatum. This is a perfect time for Tatum to show why they had traded up for him in the draft, because he's gonna have to score in isolation. He's gonna have to knock down threes. He probably gonna have to average 15 to 20 points plus a game for them to be able to beat this Bucks team. They match up good because the Bucks is not a great 3-point shooting team, and they do have the size and the length to match up against them. I don't really think that this is going to be a blowout series. I don't really think the Bucks actually should be the favorites, and I go to Bucks games, and I am a homer for the Bucks, but I still think that this Celtics team gonna have a lot of grit, a lot of grind, and a lot of fight. They're gonna make it ugly. They're gonna make it slow, and they're gonna make the Bucks earn every single point that is going to be hard to score on this Celtics team. And even if the Bucks get up, the Bucks is not an explosive offensive team. They can catch you slipping sometimes. They can lock in defensively sometimes, and then they can blow you out. But I feel like the Celtics with Brad Stevens, they're going to be able to compete with this team because the Bucks just inconsistent. They haven't been playing well all year. They've been playing good enough basketball. They haven't really been dominating anything. They haven't been going on long win streaks. They haven't been clicking on all cylinders, even with Middleton back, even with Jabari coming back for a couple months now. Even with that trade of Eric Bledsoe, this team never became a 50-win team. This team was just the 8th seed just 5 days ago, and they was able to move up just to the 7th with one of the top 10 players in the league. So I want y'all to know that this team is beatable. The Celtics do really have a fighting chance. And honestly, like I said before, with the Bucks just being so bad offensively a lot, it's going to be tough to even pick them to win this series when you're going against one of the better defensive teams in the whole entire league and you struggle to score offensively. Bucks do have the better star power. They have the better players on paper, but they still going to have to make it work, on the court, and the Celtics is not going to be a pushover. They're going to have to really dial in defensively if they want to win this series. They have playoff experience now because the Bucks made the playoffs for a couple years, even though they missed 1 year, but they was able to make it the next year. They have played in the playoffs. We done seen Giannis disappoint one time, and we done seen what he did last year. But they're going to need a collective team effort to dethrone the Celtics team. This is not going to be just a walkover series, guys. And at the end of the day, we're going to see how great Giannis is. Giannis has some people even said that he's a top five player. And if you're a top five player, you have to get more wins and get a higher seed than a seventh, especially when you have the type of talent that he has on his roster. At the end of the day, he's going to have to take over this series for them to win. He's going to have to dominate like he did in the first 2 months this season, getting 30 points a game, getting 10 rebounds, passing the ball with 5+ assists, being a two-way player, playing with a lot of heart, a lot of passion, a lot of energy, not giving up on any play, trying to block everything, trying to get every rebound, trying to get out there and score as much as he can, because at the end of the day, they're going to need the best Giannis that they have. I mean, the best Giannis that they can get to beat this Celtics team. And, the other players have been a little inconsistent. So Giannis has to take it upon himself to put this team in positions to win this series. And if he dominates and takes over, I don't know nobody on the Celtics that can, step up to that level and try to stop and slow down Giannis. The guy is virtually unguardable. Even though he can't shoot, he's shooting better from the spot ups and better from the fadeaways, and he's a monster inside that paint. And the Celtics don't have any rim protection. They don't have any guy that can dominate down low or guard Giannis down low or try to stop him from getting to the basket. And that can really hurt them this series is, they don't really have a guy that can have that interior lockdown defense. But the Celtics will play together. They will try to rotate. They will try to make it hard. And they're going to try to wall off Giannis to make him shoot jumpers. And if they do use the pick and roll, I think the Celtics with Al Horford is one of the better switching and pick and roll teams, and it's going to be tough for a team to score. But Giannis is just so long and so lanky that he can dunk or finish above any team, and he's so athletic to get to the basket. So I just feel like it depends on what type of Giannis you get. Will matter the most in this series, because he is that one man show. He is that one man, guy that can really change how this series is going to play out. And if he doesn't have a dominating series every single game, the Celtics gonna have a chance to grind it out and make plays and play together. And this team is a team that, with the talent that they have, they can knock down threes, they can get to the paint, they can get out in transition, and they have guys like Jaylen Brown that has improved a lot, even with his jump shot, but as a defender. And you have guys like Greg Monroe and Terry Rozier that's trying to prove themselves because of contracts, and they have this the best time to do it. You're in the playoffs. We done seen a player like Bismack Biyombo show out in the playoffs and get a huge contract. So this is gonna be a great time for Greg Monroe to show out. This is going to be a great time for Terry Rozier to show that he's a starting point guard in his league. And this is a time for Jaylen Brown. He thought he was an all-star. He thought he should have been an all-star. This is a perfect time for him to show that he's one of the best two-way players in the league, and he can score and dominate a series and probably average 20 points a game, because they're going to need him to do that in this series if they're going to be able to win. And this is also a great series for Jabari Parker to come out and have a little fun and try to show that he can be a six-man or at least a starting small forward in this league, because we know that he can score. We know that he can shoot the three he can knock down the three. He's not really a guy that really uses the three a lot, but he can knock down threes, and he's a guy that's coming off injury. So this is a time for him to show how great and how good he is and try to have a good impact on this team, because he's going to be playing for a contract extension, or at least somebody to offer him the max, even if they have to match it, because he will be a restricted free agent. This is a coming out party for a lot of guys. A lot of guys is playing for their future. A lot of guys is playing to prove themselves, and a lot of guys are going to be playing for multiple reasons. And this is a coach where I think Brad Stevens is the better coach. I think he runs the better offense. I think he has the better defense, and I feel like that he gets the best out of his players, and he knows the different type of lineups. He's gonna make the right type of game planning. And if I had to pick one or the other, as being a Celtics fan and living in Wisconsin, I'm gonna have to go with the Celtics. I'm gonna actually go with the Celtics in 7 to beat the Milwaukee Bucks, just because I don't know if they can beat them consistently. But with them having home court advantage, I think they go out there, play together, play on the same page, and grind out a W every blue moon, every couple games, and try to finish it at home in a 7 game series. The only reason I got it going that long is because the Bucks do match up good against them too. They have the size, they have the length, and they have the better team on paper. But I don't think they have the coaching, and I don't think they have the consistent offense. I don't think they're consistent enough defensively to compared to Brad Stevens and the Celtics. So I'm gonna give the advantage to the Celtics because they play better together and they play harder than any other team that I done seen. They're a grinding team. They done show that they, even in adversity and getting blowed out, they have fought back and came back and won a lot of games when they was getting blew out by 15 to 20 points and came all the way back to win. The only problem that's going to be tough is who they going to use in that fourth quarter to knock down big shots, who they going to trust to run that offense in the fourth quarter. That's going to be the biggest question for the Boston Celtics. Who is that guy that's going to put the team on the back? Who is that guy that's going to take the shots? Who is that guy that's going to trust in the team to make the right plays, whether it's scoring or keeping somebody involved or even finding an open guy? Is it going to be Tatum? Is it going to be Brown? Is it going to be Horford? If it's going to be Terry Rozier, they have Giannis, they have Middleton, they have Bledsoe. Who's going to be that guy on Boston that can get them a bucket? And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people playing for money. A lot of people playing for their future. And we're going to see who steps up. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. And check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. And let me know what you guys think about the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Who you think going to win this series?